Yeah, I have lunch over there periodically with an old coworker, and it's, I mean, it's got a character.
Yeah, that's definitely, that's a good way to put it. That's kind of Stretch's, that's his thing is character, you know.
Yeah.
He knows about food though, I can tell you that much, that guy is crazy with food.
Yeah.
I guess otherwise he wouldn't be on Food Network all the time.
See, I don't watch that, so.
Yeah,
What's happening?
he's been on all of like Guy Fieri's shows and all these other stuff. He's a pretty big foodie,
Okay.
pretty big foodie.
That is actually not what I thought you said. I did not hear an F.
A pretty big foodie.
No. I heard it with a B.
Oh, big booties?
Stretch
I
has
was
a
like,
big foodie.
what are you talking
I'm not,
about?
I'm not looking at Stretch's foodie. I don't know. It's not my game. Now, we were just talking about Stretch and the grinders.
How many grinders are there?
2 or 3. You used to have one in Atchison, which is where the old, what was that place where you used to play out there, Dan, in Atchison?
Leavenworth,
Atchison?
Leavenworth. He had one in Leavenworth.
Oh, is there one in Leavenworth?
Well, not anymore.
I'll
He
see
needs to
if
stick
it's
to his
Atchison.
food, quit saying, trying to sing, 'cause it's terrible.
Yeah, there's one downtown, there's one over here at the old Stonewall Inn off of, 95th out there in Lenexa. And then there's another one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can look that up.
Bar used to be there
for tacos.
in Atchison.
Hey, John, I sent a couple of pictures, did you get them?
I got this is correct.
trying to get them moved
That'll
over,
get it.
so.
Into our checking.
Okay.
Yes.
Do
Right
you
on.
wanna do that?
I can do that.
I was
just showing you.
If you can put them up there, I was wanting to discuss them, but I can pass my phone around just. Oh, I have to log in a different way.
Which picture, what did you send me?
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know.
Put it on the website, this is not how you clean a trails.
Right?
Oh, that one, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that one was just kind of an internal deal. Steve handled it because he contacted the Merriam Public Works.
I figured.
Let him know that's not how you.
Yeah, my man, it's not plugged into the wall.
Steve took care of
Steve
it.
Roth.
Yeah,
I know what it is.
he was very,
Throwing it back in the stream is not how you take care of cleaning it up.
well, it's not plastic bags and stuff.
Right.
I mean, but.
I've done pre-cleanups with those guys before. They know how to keep it on the cart or put it in the trash bag, you know.
Well, that guy did.
Yeah. I remember one year we spent over 90,000.
Did you guys hire?
It was a max rate.
Yeah.
It's easier that way, he already had insurance,
Yeah.
that was the main thing.
Have you ever partnered with Bridging the Gap, or have you heard of them before?
Is that the Kansas, or the call, the call?
I think they're connected somehow, but it's a community service organization. They mostly work out of PCMO, I think, but they come into JOCO often. They do the city's tree plantings, for example, like Merriam does the tree giveaways, they're the ones who plant. They've done tree cleanups before in Merriam, I know. Many years ago, I think it was you, Sam, and Dan, maybe were on the board back then, no, Gerald, maybe, Sam, Gerald, and you, when I asked to do a cleanup.
Yeah, Gerald, I think somebody from Sonic donated some trash bags or some, that's the only one I remember.
Yeah, there was one that I coordinated, I think with Gerald mostly,
Yeah.
but that was a Bridging the Gap. I went down to their depot in the West Bottoms and picked up the grabbers and the gloves and, brought a load back to my place at the time.
Ass kicking.
Jeez.
QuickBooks,
Sometimes computers need that.
so.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just the battery's out on the backup.
Yeah.
We're out, we had a
I should've
power
just
outage,
written it
I
all
had
the way
to go
out.
down to the battery shop to get new.
New cells.
Yeah, just battery.
But I
that sits
realized I had a
inside
copy
there,
of the
so-
driver's license from the application
Okay.
for one of the bank accounts. I was like, oh, it's got his middle name on it, great.
But a swift kick always helps. Did you get a chance to read that, post article?
You realize all of downtown.
You right? Yeah, I don't need to discuss that.
I think the
Yeah.
misinterpreted what was said by the city. If you want, I can share, cause I got a copy of the email.
Was there any other downtown signs?
Way down north,
Waterfall Park.
yeah.
So clear around after the second bridge, by the sculptures? Yes.
There was a car that was all over it.
Them cars kind of float. I remember back in the '98 flood, my dad's vans were all parked in a fenced-in parking lot in their spaces. And then that morning after the flood, they were all like huddled together in the middle of the parking lot.
We didn't have gas Wi-Fi, we just.
I got a password for it somewhere. Type it in.
I got a photo of that car, but it's on. Log in Facebook and share it.
You open them for it, to enable
I
it.
would offend it, this direction.
It didn't take much
No, I'm a good friend.
to see that. Someone called it an enabler.
Enabler, yeah, somebody called it enabling.
Good friend, enabler.
Devil's advocate.
Yeah. Or just devil.
Yeah, one way or the other.
We've got one, but it's not really a guest. We're redoing some system stuff.
That's
Okay.
the
No
sympathy
problem.
for the devil, is that what they say? I go by many names.
You have a plugging power strip over there?
That's right.
Yeah, that's fine, yes.
Almost.
Sure.
Maybe.
That one year we had those three ladies that came. This is the most people we've ever had for a budget.
It was a election year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was trying to remember.
I think Rose was here.
She was.
There's a mother and daughter.
Yeah, writer. Counselor.
Well, it was the most people we'd ever had in a budget year.
Yeah, I had to go get another chair.
When it was.
It was a sellout crowd. Non-alcoholic. Okay.
Does that one guy still come to Fairfax?
No, he retired. I can't remember his name now. It's been a couple of years. Wasn't sure.
I can't remember his name. I remember what he looks like, but I can't remember his name.
He retired.
Is your dad still working?
Oh, yeah. Water level.
Right.
It's only 83.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I don't think they're almost there. His brother's 4 years older than him. He works 40 hours a week.
Is he still doing Call Valley?
Yep. Yeah, he's still drinking.
Is Ernie still there?
Ernie's still there. I think if Ernie wasn't there, Dad might not try to make.
Most of the guys that were doing that's all retired, right?
You mean like the extent of the council?
Well, I suppose we can get started. It's 7 o'clock. Welcome everybody to the Merriam Drainage District budget hearing. Purpose of the budget hearing is to approve the 2026 budget. Is there any questions, hear public comments? So I'm gonna turn it over to John. He can refresh us from last one.
Do we have to have a motion to open the budget hearing?
I'll do that. Okay, I'll make a motion to open the budget hearing. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye. Okay, so we've got the budget hearing in our published. This is what was published in, the legal record. I've got confirmation that we have publications in there. Our revenue neutral rate is 1.273. I could mess around with it for hours to try to get it exact, but we're at 1.271. So I got down to decimals, so I'm trying to get the right dollar amount. So we left it just slightly below, so there's no question if it goes through, it gets adjusted, that we're below what we published. So that would give us, tax revenue of $229,065. Last year, changes a little bit, we're $229,388, so there's 0.2, how many, just 0.02 difference there. So we met the revenue neutral rate standard. Our budgeted expenditures for this year, we would not exceed $680,000. That's our carryover, about $400,000 that we have budgeted in there in case we need it for something there. Our operating expenses are the same as they were budgeted from last year. We look about $228,000 or what we'd anticipate. We've got reserve if we need money for some project or something that comes up. We've given ourselves a budget authority to spend it. So if we didn't show that, then you'd have to have budget hearing, and have an amendment budget hearing if something came up and we needed to exceed that. So we just budgeted the reserves as if they're going to be spent, even though we don't have a plan, or if there's something that came up, flood or damage or something, we've got the ability to spend without exceeding what our budget is, and then having to have a hearing. So.
So you said that it should be set at 1.271.
271 is what was published, so 1.271, and then our maximum expenditures would be $680,320. And that's there right there, that's what was published there. Our assessed valuation was $180,185,000. So that's what our budget is based upon, that's the assessed valuation of the property within the district. If we did just for, it gives us good calculations here, if we had kept the mill levy the same, it would have raised an additional $15,000 if we would have kept the same.
But then we wouldn't have been.
Would not have been
our-
revenue neutral then. So the revenue neutral rate was 12.73, and our prior year, rate was 1.356. So had we kept 1.356, we would have raised an additional $15,266, but would have been over what the revenue neutral rate was.
But, if you look at what our normal expenditures and stuff are, and I just got it, about 75,000 is what we had last year. Actual 527,000, about 450, that would be what our reserves are. So we have plenty of money for anything that we need to do that make it unexpected outside of what Steve's presented, the capital.
Okay. You have anything further, or?
I didn't have anything further there. I think everything's along pretty good so far.
Yeah. I'll ask the board, is there any questions or concerns?
No, I got a full understanding of it, looks good.
Okay. I'll open it up to the public, if there's any public comments.
I just want to say thanks for taking good care of the drainage system, remaining revenue neutral, shining example of what can be accomplished in our county with good management, so, thank you guys.
Thank you.
This is 3 years in a row.
I believe so. Very well, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Well done. I will make a motion to accept the 2026 budget that's published with a 1.271 mil levy and certify it to the county clerk. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And we're gonna have to, Jim, are we gonna need to vote or to close out?
It's always a good idea. Vote,
Okay.
Close the budget hearing and reopen the
Okay.
board meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the budget hearing. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We can sign those are 3 copies, and I've got a hard copy here, if you want one there. Let me give you a different one without that crank on there. We need 3 signature ones to send in. We'll give 2 I need, and then we leave one with Rebecca, so she's got one for the signed copy for the hook.
And where are we sending?
Down on the lines, right there.
Just 1, 2, 3?
Yep, uh-huh.
Are we supposed to print or just sign?
Just sign.
Just, that slide in the right idea strong.
Okay, moving forward, we'll start off with our monthly meeting. At 7:09. And first order of business would be to approval of minutes, July 7th. Any concerns?
Yeah, I don't know, there's one little mistake right at the top, but
Okay.
I don't know.
I didn't catch it. Which one?
Well, I didn't call this the last meeting to order, it was the one before.
Oh, you're right.
I didn't notice that.
Okay.
Everything else looked good though.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as amended. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We'll turn it over to Steve.
All right, first thing is, as I believe the board is aware, city planning department sends me, planning submittals, for review and comment from the district's perspective. in the past, the directive that I've gotten from the board is if there is anything of size or import, to go ahead and share it with board members. And honestly, most of the time, people are just replatting lots, so there's not a lot to look at from the board's perspective or a hydraulics or hydrology perspective either. I just received one today, that was for a new apartment development at, Antioch and Shawnee Mission Parkway. It seemed to be of good enough size that I would share it with you, but I just wanted to confirm that you guys would be interested in seeing those. The city provides them to me to review and comment from, if there was something next to the creek, would we have any concerns or things like that. So this is really falling into that, but it was pretty big.
Is that where the old library was?
It's the lot where the old library was and the lot adjacent to it that has the Chipotle on it. It's everything but Chipotle.
So, like, Sears?
I can't remember who's there. There's a gas station there now.
Kmart?
That's across
Well,
the
the
street.
Kmart's across the
Yeah.
street.
Kmart's
Oh,
on the
right.
side. The Trader Joe's is going.
Yeah, it's Trader Joe's is going there, and then I did see where the coffee shop is closed, and the coffee shop is.
They're gonna put, are they
Gone.
putting apartments on
They're
top
Caribou.
of Trader Joe's?
I think they're wiping everything except the Chipotle out, and it's going back to spots.
Apartments?
So nice.
A couple of Caribou's going away and all that.
Caribou's already closed, it closed last week.
I'm pretty familiar with this project. The gas station, and there's also an auto repair, those are gonna be
Mhm.
bulldozed. And behind that, there's a warehouse and a childcare center that are also gonna be bulldozed. The Chipotle will remain, Caribou's gone, library's gone, and what will happen on the eastern block of that will become Trader Joe's and a restaurant. Roughly, the restaurant will roughly be where Caribou was. And then on the other side, that whole land, except for Chipotle, will become a luxury apartment building. They're calling it. It should sort of match with what's on the other side of Shawnee Mission Park. So a lot of impervious surface going in there. But then again, there's already been a lot of impervious surface. So I don't know if the ratio of impervious to pervious is changing a whole lot. From a drainage perspective.
Is there, a concern then, from your perspective?
No, I didn't have any concerns. In generally, from my perspective, the city does a pretty good job of following their own rules on, as far as the the drainage design goes. It was just big enough that I thought you guys might be interested in it, so I just wanted to kind of mention it to see if there was any new direction from the board as far as what I should share versus what you're not interested in, those sorts of things.
Okay. That's fine, glad you did.
The city provides a hyperlink that I can go to get the plan, so I can share that with board members. When we see something, or when I see something of significance or close to the creek that might be a concern, then I would want to discuss it.
Is this far enough away where it's not, is it gonna add drainage to the creek, or do you think?
No, as Mr. Crone pointed out, it's already almost entirely impervious surface now. And so it won't generate any additional stormwater. And I didn't see that they were making any improvements to account for, having to take additional stormwater off the hill and get it down the creek. So from the perspective of the amount of stormwater entering Turkey Creek, I think this project isn't gonna have that much impact.
Okay. Okay.
So, okay. Next thing. Update on Max Ricky. So I took the budget that I provided last year, and as I have kind of in the past, have added a few columns over on the right side, which show, so let me just go from under it. So I list the projects here. The original estimate, which I provided, this would have been last year, June, kind of the description of the project. This was the actual quote, so you'll see there's always differences in the quote. The hole repairs, we overestimated, probably be good for the county to see too. So you'll see, you know, for the hole repairs, we estimated 25,000. And the quote that we got from Max Rekeep was 15,750. So that one we overestimated. For clearing the trees, it's the other way around where we underestimated. I put in parentheses in the notes there that, you know, we just threw in a number and hadn't identified an area. So that's why I say budgeted TBD area. But then, so as you keep moving to the right, so there's the actual quote from Max Rekeep. And then in the next 4 columns, I totaled up the invoices that we've received to date. So Max Rekeep with the invoices that Rebecca's provided, they have invoiced the district for $34,158.57 on clearing trees. That's right. So this is, from my discussions with Max Rekeep, that is all they've invoiced you for to date is tree clearing.
And are they done, or they've only done half the work, or?
So it appears that they overestimated, because based on my conversation this morning, they have moved from Shawnee Mission Parkway all the way up to Farmers Market, and need to go Farmers Market up to Merriam Drive to wrap things up, and that should not cost them another $28,000. So I think they'll come in significantly under budget.
Okay, so the invoice for today's approval was $2,800 some, which is significantly different than what we had discussed last time when they didn't
Correct.
write down
Yes.
what they were charging
Well,
us for.
Those, you have received 3 invoices to date, all for work during different periods. The total, the $34,158.57.
Okay.
That was not an invoice to correct a prior invoice. That was just the 3rd invoice for that work.
Right, okay, so that's still coming. Are we,
This is the 3rd invoice that you sent to me, right?
Yes.
So we have a check for today.
Yes.
Yeah.
okay, so this will get us even, will be paid up to date.
So there should be, I apologize, I didn't look at the bills to be paid,
There was just one.
There's just the one for,
because at July's board meeting, we had presented 2 invoices from Max Rickey that the board did not approve for payment because we didn't have an explanation of the work that was completed.
Right.
So there should be, although there
I
might
only have
be.
1 invoice.
That's what I was kind of getting at.
We should have 3 invoices.
Well, at
What
one
did we-
time, they sent it to the wrong
Yeah.
place.
This is, I
remember?
only got 1 from you. This is the only invoice you sent to me.
I'm not saying you're. What did, okay.
Cause you sent me
Might be an
this,
error on
and I
that
was like,
number.
well, because they're, I looked at this and I was like, well, that doesn't actually then, I have no clue what they're actually working on here.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I thought you were asking for clarification, but maybe that's not necessarily.
Well, I did get clarification on what project that was spent on, but there are 2 other invoices. That I assumed, since we discussed them at the last meeting, that I had already sent them to you. But like I said, I.
You were
could be-
waiting
I
on,
could be-
you were waiting on documentation before you sent them.
Okay. Well,
And that's why I thought, oh, this is it.
no, that's not it.
Okay.
Cause
that must be the confusion,
I was,
because the
I
guys
was
were
like,
like,
we got a
wait a
really
minute.
good deal.
You're showing
Yeah,
34,000,
Tree clear.
and we're
No.
showing 28.95.
No, I can provide you the invoice, everything else to go with it.
Yeah, cause we talked about it last week, but you said
So I
they
have-
didn't actually give you documentation, so you're waiting on documentation.
Alright. Okay, well, when we get to that point, I guess that depends on how the board, wants to proceed. I can provide via email this evening the other two invoices that I apparently neglected to that would add up with the three of them to the 34,158.57. But would ask for the board to approve that amount instead of just the 2,000 and change that the check is written out for based on the one invoice that I've provided to date apparently.
Yeah, cause this will be, we'll be working on the second month.
Right.
And
Yeah.
probably like,
Yeah. And I apologize that obviously that was on my end, but I can provide those. Well, Jim's giving his report. Starting will be. So
it will provide a description when, I mean, it'll,
You send it, if you wanna print it out, send it to my email. I recommend that.
Oh, okay, all right.
Print.
I'll do that, because I do have one. So, okay, any other
So
questions
then-
on that?
We would need to get together and you'd have to sign a check, cause I don't have a check.
that would be my question to Jim, is if the board approves, because I'm sure the number's gonna be over 10.
It's,
If the board approves payment, is my signature for that amount, then okay?
it's 31,263.
We should get two, but, board can also move to waive that signature requirement. It's just it's partly to protect you, that reason for signatures,
Let's-
checking your credentials.
Someone else wants to meet at Quick Trip too,
When does that happen?
whenever,
Typically, when we're
Usually.
both available to,
usually in the evening.
I can do it tomorrow, I mean, I'm available tomorrow.
I mean, we both live right there, so
One of us ought to be
Yeah.
available.
I think either one of us just call, we'll show up if we're available. If one's not available, I'm always available during the day.
5:30.
But I'm okay waiving it too, I mean, it'd make it easy, I mean, we owe the money, so we just need to figure out how we can make it happen.
It's not a case of someone
I'm-
absconding with the money.
Yeah.
That's what the
Yeah.
purpose.
I'm free after 2, so whenever.
Okay.
2:30.
I could do either one, it doesn't matter.
I can show up. Just pick a time.
Cause I won't be around.
Yeah, I'm good during the day, just pick a time.
2 o'clock?
2 o'clock quick trip?
Yeah, I'll,
That's not shady.
I'll show up.
Are we doing a marketplace deal?
It's PM, right?
Could you make it look more like a drug deal?
That'll be PM, not AM, because
Yeah.
it will look like a drug deal.
Right, and I'll be there to 10.
And we usually get a Quick Trip by IKEA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only quick trip in our district, right?
If you guys are able to do that.
Yeah. Put it on my calendar right now.
We're all legit.
It's legit to quit. Tuesday, 2 o'clock.
Okay, so, Steve, anything further? Take your time.
Nope.
Very good job. All right, so that's that. I also spoke with Max Ricky today and they indicated that they had made a great deal of progress on the hole repairs and had worked their way from south to north, and had made their way almost up to the, Merriam Marketplace as well with that. You have not been invoiced for that work to date. There's no invoice that I'm aware of for any of that. But they said they did a lot of that work last week.
You
They
said
have,
Full repairs up to, I'm sorry.
work Merriam Marketplace.
Thank you.
But they have not started work on the wall. They figured as they move forward, or move north, they'd take care of all three of those things at one time.
Okay.
So, that's that.
Okay, I went down to that, spot you had pointed out last month. Now, so the piles of stone, were they there when you walked down there, or is that the result of the large amount of water that we got in the channel?
I think those were there when I have a picture of it too.
Or where's that at?
That's just north of Campbell Park.
Where the waterfalls erode
Yeah.
a little bit, okay.
It's two decent sized deposits. I guess my question was, is that gonna slow water down and create a problem?
No, that won't create a problem.
Okay.
I mean, don't you think we should have it cleaned out anyway, though?
I think we've done it in the past, but only if there was equipment already down there. I don't know that we did it just specifically to clean it out. But I'll leave that up to Steve, because he would know the answer.
We have, the only place where we've gone in and cleared rock like that from the creek, and that was the photo I took.
Yeah.
Was underneath the railroad bridge at Waterfall Park. That's the only place we've really gone in.
Yeah, we need to do it again. I got some pictures.
That's a big gap.
Yeah.
They have it. It's not surprising. So yeah, I could drive down there.
This, number 3, clean ditch along trail from, Johnson Drive to Warner Park. So they haven't done that, right?
Correct.
Cause I got some pictures there. There's like a big stone from one piece from our wall, it's like 2 of them have fallen off down in there. Is any of my pictures?
This is one of the emails.
Yeah,
that-
Okay, so that's
That's the
the railroad bridge. And it's like that in 2 places under the railroad bridge.
Yeah, I can ask Max Ricky to provide a quote, I mean, since they'll have large equipment down at the wall anyway. The only.
That's from the other side.
That'll require some coordination with the railroad, and Max Ricky, you'll have to get railroad insurance, which isn't a big deal, it's just an added step that you have to do when you're working in the right of way for, it's the Burlington, it's that bad, but they've been pretty easy to work with in the past.
It just seems like, since that's kind of where the bottleneck is, if we kind of, whatever we could do to clean that out to help it flow on down.
Yep.
And, if you can keep going down on that. So this is right after the railroad bridge. This is where it flows. That first bridge you see that's concrete, and then you see the blue bridge. The blue bridge is the interstate. The concrete bridge is Antioch. So from the railroad bridge to Antioch, it seems like maybe, if you think it'd help, it seems like we need to clean some trees out of there. Cause it's like, it's kind of a mess down in there. Like all that stuff you seen that the city threw over the plant, it's all caught on the tree, so the water definitely got up in there.
I'd have to review the district boundaries. I can't remember up on the north end.
It didn't go to the city limit of Merriam.
Don't. So.
I thought it stopped at the railroad bridge.
Okay,
I
well,
could-
there might be something you wanna check.
Yeah, if you go to the district's webpage, you get to that. It's about
MerriamDrainage.com.
Just hand me the mouse. Use the mouse. exams that we've done.
I got a few things open. It's like my mind is right now. All the windows are open, I can't stop the music. Close that up there, Steve, just that tab out there. The one right there, just minimize that one.
This,
Yeah. But then click on down here, cause that one was going back to my desktop, so if you go
Oh,
to
okay.
that. I was doing from here, Merriam Drainage.
.com.
We're tracking these out. Go to my desktop to pull up the emails, pictures.
So here, yeah, we go, we go to Antioch.
Okay,
I was
so-
assuming it was the railroad bridge too.
So then we might wanna look at
Clearing.
clearing that, I mean,
So that picture you took was on
it was right,
the
like,
northeast
Here.
it was like if you're right at the railroad bridge looking to Antioch, so that's
Okay.
the section that,
Okay.
yeah. Don't ask how I got the picture, but.
Yeah, you must have, must have been in front.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you had your hiking boots on.
We would, and again, this won't be a big deal, this is most likely in KDOT's right of way, so we would just need to coordinate with KDOT like we would the railroad, but that shouldn't be a big deal. They'll probably be happy to have somebody in there maintaining the channel.
Yeah, I would think,
And
okay.
as Jim can tell you, as the drainage district, you are empowered by the state and federal government to make whatever improvements you deem necessary in order to save property and safeguard lives. Working on their right of ways on part.
Awesome.
Okay. All right.
I mean, if you two agree, I was just providing some pictures. to
Yeah, that's,
See, I mean, it definitely bottlenecked up down that way, and, it didn't flood behind my area, so.
right. Yeah, I
There
was
was-
there the next day, that's.
You seen the car up on the post?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. And then, if you could go back to my pictures one more time. If it's possible.
Yep.
So basically, like, from the railroad bridge to the city limit to Antioch. Okay, and then that's some of the dirt that's clear up against the wall, right behind Casey Straits. And then on the right side of that, my picture must have kinda cut it off, but there's two big rocks, like what we build our walls out of, just right on the right side of that picture that somehow got cropped off. Oh, there they are. So there's one right there on the right, and then one on the left side up closer to the top. But I don't know where they came from, but they weren't, I don't think they were there before, and they don't look like they've fallen off right there, but I don't know how they could travel.
They're probably from that area further upstream, where we were looking at the pictures here, where there's that waterfall drop. they probably got pushed out there.
So that area where that picture is of the dirt and the two rocks is in this area between Johnson Drive and Warner Park, so we already have that scheduled, right?
For clearing trees, yeah.
Oh, but not for, it says clean ditch along trail, so
So
that's number,
I apologize, that part is the ditch that is adjacent to the hiking or the walking trail
Yeah,
up on top of the wall.
it's the one that fills in this,
over by the on the trail side of the creek?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep. But I can ask, Max Ricky, if you guys want, what it would cost to clean some of the, there's quite a bit that piles up there, there's quite a bit that's piled up south of Johnson Drive.
Yes.
As far as sediment and everything, that's of course why you see all the vegetation. And I can ask him for a quote. I think my only comment there would be, of course, that would help the flow of water going through there. You know, it gives water more space to flow. Just keep in mind, that will, as we get these large rainfall events, you will constantly see deposits there. So you'll take it out and 3 years later, it'll look the same way as it does now, depending on the rain, so.
So you ground that problem.
Yes. It'll always
Keeps going
be-
back.
always be. So, but yes, I can certainly ask Max Ricky for quotes to.
see what the price is.
Yep.
Oh, thank you. Do you wanna, what, is that voices for my two?
That one is the cheap one, so.
Yeah, that one's the not so cheap
Oh, I
one.
was gonna say, I don't know, see what
Okay.
So it's $8.75. It's just a little bit of work. That's got all the work. Probably should have waited till we got to the bills, sorry. I forgot we were still just new.
It's been all done.
Yes.
I'm almost out of space. Sorry.
Yeah, that one's big.
Just get started.
Yes, I'll find it back. That's great.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything further?
On the core project, I was unable to attend the last update meeting, but I know it had been of particular interest to board members, and it was provided after the meeting. The core provided a PowerPoint presentation that they presented at the meeting, which describes the results of that July flood, compares it to, starting. So that first page shows you the gauge which is on the Johnson Drive Bridge. So that gauge has only been in, no, they didn't give a date that the gauge went active, but it's been there for at least 20 years. The event on July the 17th set the record since that time. Obviously, the 1998 flood event was much greater and caused much more damage. But since that gauge was sitting there, that's the highest that gauge is read. They then, kind of moving on to the overall map, put little red push pins where the Corps walked and physically marked the highest extent that the floodwater got that early morning. So if you flip through the following pages, they provide photographs and locations for where they marked the high water. So that's what HWM stands for, is the high water mark. So you can see as they proceeded downstream, they marked and took photographs of that high water elevation all along the creek.
So that first pin, I'm sorry, second pin on the second page. That's Johnson Road,
Yes. That is the Johnson Road Bridge.
so it would, yeah.
So it still was able to safely go under the Johnson Road Bridge. Not by,
But quite a lot, actually, don't you think?
probably had another foot or so before it hit the low steel. Not that that's a bad thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, on high water mark 3, should be the west side of the bridge. I mean, it was under quite a bit, because that bridge goes up in elevation from east to west. So yeah, it was quite a bit underneath the west side for sure. Then apparently we went underneath the pedestrian bridge by as well. Yeah.
Well, that's, I mean, that's good data for the Corps.
Yes.
At least that will kind of help them check themselves, I guess, as they're looking at the project.
Yep. Yeah, based on the Corps' analysis, this was what we would refer to as a 25-year event. So a rainfall that happens statistically every 25 years. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure they threw that in there for me. I'm sure that's what it's.
Mm-hmm.
Constantly bringing
Well, I
to their
can send
attention.
you, if
maintenance.
you want those, I can send you a lot more.
So, anyway, I thought that would be of interest to the board. So, but that is really all I have to comment on as far as the pool project is. As far as I am aware, they're cruising along, putting together their 60% plan set, which they'll provide January or February of next year. They have, since the project has grown in cost, due to inflation and other factors, since the plan was originally developed, they have submitted, or they are working on a report which will be submitted to headquarters to request additional funding. If Corps headquarters approves the additional funding, then it will be up to Congress to approve the funding. so.
Do you know if the 60%, the next phase, it's gonna be done in, what did you say, January? Is that the 60 or 65%?
I can't remember if they referred to it as the 60 or 65. I mean,
It's all right. Do you know, are they still, proposing to raise the Johnson Drive Bridge? Or are they gonna,
So, yes, they are proposing to raise the Johnson Drive Bridge. The amount of that raise, depends on which of the alternates that HNTB has provided the city and the Corps elected. And as you guys can imagine, the more you raise the bridge, the more you impact properties north and south of the bridge. And there have been alternatives that would greatly impact those properties, but then also HNTB has provided other alternatives that wouldn't impact those properties at all. So,
how do we see those plans, or can we not see them, or?
they haven't, in the last meeting I attended, they provided a cross-section similar to, so you guys visualize, they provided a cross-section similar to this photo, where you could see, you know, how raising the bridge made them push further out, in order to accommodate it. But that's the only information we've been provided. The work that HNTV's been doing hasn't been finalized, so.
They probably have to push into that statue, that little park on the corner there.
The last alternative that I saw was a 2-foot raise, which took out the statue but did not impact the buildings next to it.
And then are they talking about the whole thing up, or are they talking about just raising the lower, because, you know, that's at a.
But they raised it, I believe they raised it all, but they raised the east end more. Just as you know, as we were mentioning earlier, the west end of the bridge is much higher than the east end of the bridge. So they really have to bring up the east end more.
And if they bring up the east end, it's not far from the railroad tracks.
That's correct.
And the exit on-ramp for I-35, so then.
They really need to fix that.
I don't know how that's gonna work.
So they have set as a constraint on the design that, they can't raise the bridge so much that they would go into the railroad's right of way.
I see.
They do not want to impact.
So they
the
gotta
railroad
stop
right of way.
before that.
Yes.
Well, then that's good news. My neighbor's
Come down to 2
Well, but they probably have to go almost all the way to the feed store.
yeah. So do you get to give input?
I certainly could provide input, and have throughout the process.
I see. So the main thing I'm thinking is, I have another picture, but I don't know, you probably already know. So if you look under the Johnson Drive Bridge, and then you walk down and you look, or drive down and look under the railroad bridge, it seems to me there's more area already under the Johnson Bridge for high water than the space underneath the railroad bridge, so.
And, you know,
Mean width-wise.
Yeah, width, height,
Width and height, it's
the
just
whole,
it's
the whole
bigger.
bit, if my pictures, I have one at Johnson Drive and I have one, you know, I mean, you're engineers, so I'm just looking at the picture saying, well, it looks to me like there's a lot more room for water under, here, there, keep on going. So here's the railroad bridge, right? There's your space. And then, I think down at maybe either the first one or the last one is gonna be the Johnson Drive Bridge. There's the Johnson Drive Bridge.
Yep.
So, am I right or no? Cause it can flow clear over there on the trail, and I mean, it can spread out.
And I haven't, can I see the mouse? And I haven't, well, there's two answers to this. One is, I don't know, just based on what you're saying, I'm sure you've spent more time looking at it from that perspective than I have. Which one of these was the one? Wow, you got all sorts of things.
I got all kinds of stuff here.
I was just looking for the area.
Are you gonna go back to the edge?
Yes.
Didn't you have it on edge?
No, okay, so Corps project, so this is the first answer to your question, has been authorized, has been defined and authorized from Shawnee Mission Parkway to Merriam Drive.
That's it?
That's it. That's the project because the damage that happened in '98 was all in this reach.
Wow.
So that.
I think the damage on down didn't get reported.
Well, downstream was taken care of by a different project, where they did all that work along I-35 through KCK.
And that didn't work, and it just flooded again.
Yeah. All I'm saying is that if you
I'm
find,
not saying you're wrong.
if you find that I'm kinda right about maybe there's more water space already with the existing Johnson Drive Bridge, and then the railroad bridge is less volume under it, you might tell them that maybe they need to, cause they can't control the railroad, neither can we, right? So they need to
Correct.
get the railroad to fix that bridge before they, I mean, water runs downhill, so it
Yep,
seems like
yep.
they need to fix that one, or they're gonna be creating a problem for
Yeah.
every property owner in our district that is at the north end. Cause they already got like some
Yeah.
water in their place.
Yeah, cause it's gonna back up.
Yeah, so,
There we go. So what you see here is the floodplain as it's currently mapped and accepted by FEMA. So while I wouldn't say all of this water is because that's a small bridge, but the fact that that is a small opening or is insufficient to handle the flow that is being conveyed to it is what's causing all the backup.
yeah.
Is
But-
is that blue, is that from July 16th?
No, 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 no.
That's-
This
that's their-
is a 100-year event
Okay.
as defined by FEMA.
Okay.
What you see though is that the impact of that bridge
Mhm.
kind of peters out by the time you get to 55th.
Sonic.
Yeah,
Time you get
yeah, by the
Sonic.
time you get to Sonic, all that, the backup that's caused by the railroad bridge is already taken care of. So that's kind of the other part, the piece that the core is specifically, kind of the whole reason for the project was the flooding that was along here, which is caused in part, not in total, by the fact that, these two bridges are not wholly sufficient to handle the water that's coming through. So the core project is to try and take care of the blue flooding that you see, or the property damage that's caused here. They really don't concern themselves too terribly much about flooding city park property, because that doesn't damage businesses or homes. So while that railroad bridge, just based on your observations, is probably smaller in opening, the impact of that kind of peters out before you get to the project limits.
If I remember right, one of the designs that they were considering, and I don't know if they're still considering it, was having a retaining area, I want to say a
Oh,
pond.
retaining pond?
Yes, I guess you could call it a pond.
Yep. Yep.
Is that still on the table?
Yes, and I believe the city has in fact already acquired the property.
Yeah, they own those three buildings right there, north of the farmer's market, they've already bought it. They did not buy Merriam Hardware or the water place, medical supply place. But they have bought.
The Baker's Marble.
ETI are gone. Well, the buildings are there, but,
They're getting ready to tear them down.
yeah. I saw something in there for the city approved contracts. They haven't bought Merriam Hardware
But yeah,
or Midwestern.
they acquired these two specifically to accommodate the detention. They actually looked at buying everything on this side, increasing the size of the detention, but that didn't have a measurable impact on making flooding less, so they stuck with their original design.
Oh, you said you didn't want to.
So they're just gonna strip that out, dig it out, and make a retention area?
Yes.
The plan is not take out Merriam Hardware.
Correct.
Push from property.
As it is. As it is today.
All right. Anything more?
Yeah, sorry to take up a bunch of time discussing.
No,
all that.
it's a complicated issue.
All good. Okay, thanks, Steve. I'll turn it over to Jim.
We have an insurance issue, the short version of which is I'll ask the drainage district to cut 2 checks for $1,143, which I'll explain in a minute. Eric can chime in and fill in anything if I misstate anything, but it's kind of a convoluted situation. We were getting ready, Eric was getting ready to pay the insurance premium, which is $143, and Aspire made a mistake, and they charged Eric's account and transferred the money from his account, instead of for his personal insurance, for the drainage district. He caught the mistake and they tried to reverse it. They couldn't get it reversed in time. Aspire talked to the carrier. Aspire went ahead and sent another check to cover the cost of the insurance. So the drainage district should have gotten a refund, although in my mind, it should have gone to Eric because he actually paid the money, but didn't. Has that been
We
received?
did receive it, yeah.
Okay. So the drainage district has paid nothing for insurance, but is up $1,143. And what, this is, maybe explain a little better in the email in your packet, but what Jolene is asking is, number one, could the drainage district reimburse Aspire, because they immediately covered the situation. And then, number two, the drainage district needs to reimburse Eric, because he's still out the money. But the drainage district can keep the $1,143. The net effect is, net, one payment, yeah. Which is proper, that's exactly right. I did want to mention Jolene was incredibly apologetic. She said, you know, this is our mistake, my mistake. She tried to fix it immediately, and then when she couldn't, did everything she could to make sure nobody was harmed. So, you know, these things happen in life, but once again, I mean, for as long as we've been dealing with insurance, the drainage district, this is the only mistake that they've made, and they fixed it, tried to fix it immediately. So I was pretty impressed with that. But this is probably going to also require another quick trip run, or another couple of checks at the quick trip run, because the premium's due on the 9th.
I've already written it.
Oh, you've already done it? Oh, okay, well, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it was already in the packet.
That is, okay, never mind.
Yeah, so you know.
That's good. I didn't catch that.
Eric, thank you for your donation.
Anything I can do for the cause,
Anyway, it was kind of Rube Goldberg, kind of one thing after another, but I did want to make that real clear to the board that that's what happened. And it's taken care of. The other matter I want to bring up, Mr. Crum brought up, in the resolution setting our meetings, there's a possibility that the language of the resolution refers to the following Tuesday being the first Tuesday of the month. There are situations where that might not be the case. None of those would take place this year. So what I'm gonna suggest to fix it, 'cause I think the language needs to be fixed. I don't even know where it came from, it's been the same language for many years. I'll change it so it just says the following Tuesday after the regular meeting. And my suggestion would be that, the board reenact that in January, just go on a January to January cycle. That's what I should have been doing all along, but, and I can forward a copy to Rebecca to put on the January agenda. Just want to bring that to everybody's attention that there won't be a situation in the near future where there's a Monday meeting is canceled, not canceled, but postponed because of a holiday that isn't the first Tuesday of the month. I think the only one coming up is Labor Day, so, and that is the first Tuesday of the month. And Eric checked it, cause he's better than I am at going through the calendar. So we're fine, but thank you, Mr. Crum, we'll make that language more clear in the future and clean it up on the next go round. And, that's all I have.
Good. Any questions?
No, do we need to make a motion to pay these alone, or we do that during our
I
bills?
just figured I'd do it during the bills.
Cool.
Yeah. Alrighty, Peggy, and, go back to John, do you?
I have nothing
anything?
other than what we have already covered in the budget process.
Alright. So now we're on to approval of bills. And since, I'll let someone else make a motion for that. Someone can make a motion to approve the bills.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we, approve the bills as presented.
Is there a second?
Aye, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So, there are a few, charges to our debit card. Our post office box renewal was automatically, what is this? This is, our, storage fee actually did increase. They increased our storage fee. And then I was asked to publish the resolution in the, Johnson County Post. So they require payment via debit card, not check, so, unless we wanna do an ACH from our account, and that has to be all set up, so. I just paid it with credit card, so,
And that was
the resolution.
resolution, okay, yeah.
You get the one, I know it's sent later. so-
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you, okay,
Yeah, I saw that you put it here too, but there, I already got to check it here.
good, okay, that's, I hard copy doing it.
I did.
Now I'm getting nervous about who that gives you stuff.
No, I have that one, I actually made notes on it. I was a good student. I felt like this month was a lot happier.
Yeah, you need to be in the shades too.
Yeah. Just because it came out of the credit card. I'm gonna wait for this one till I meet with you guys tomorrow.
So,
Is this ready, Jim? Should I bring my Legos?
no,
Okay. I should have sent you an email.
Yeah.
I knew it.
I totally forgot about it.
Do you want to take this check to Aspire?
Yes, I can do that.
Okay. This is Aspire's check. Okay, I just have to bottom up one.
yep.
Steve, did you say we could look at those plans or not for the different bridge raising or not?
The HNTB hasn't submitted a report to the core of the city that I'm aware of. So, at this point, they're not available.
So you haven't seen anything?
No, nothing in addition to the little sections they provided in the meeting.
Can you email us, can you email me the email that he sent you with Max Ricky's, or did you send it to me?
No, but I can,
Okay.
just sit there, I'll do it.
You go there, I can do mine.
I'm gonna give this back to you. It's your punishment.
I know, they're sitting on my desk.
Okay. Moving on to new business. Any new business? All right. Our next meeting is Tuesday, because Monday is a holiday. Oh, sorry.
I wanted to mention a couple things. I noticed under the railroad bridge with the photo that Dan took, there's like 2 spans, and one of the spans doesn't even have water under it right now. There's so much loose rock under there. We could get a lot better flow if that loose rock was gravel. And the damage that happened in the city, the only damage I noticed was in this parking lot. It's a recessed parking lot, lower than the surrounding ground, and so it flooded up. It got about like 4.5, maybe 5 feet in that parking lot area where that car ended up on the fence. Now on the map, that is right here. There's a drainage way that runs along the railroad tracks from some other businesses up there, and then I think it goes under this railroad track right into where that rubble was high. So that maybe that drainage way is covered in some rubble, and that gets cleaned and removed. That'll improve this situation really well. It'll certainly help get rid of all that flow that caused some damage in Enterprise to it if you had some of their cars in their parking lot damage. So thank you for taking those photos. And then secondly, I wanted to share with you, there's a lot along Turkey Creek, on 67th. And it used to be the old dog pound SPCA. There has been an enormous pile of gravel moved onto here. And the city doesn't know what exactly they're doing with that. It said they were gonna remove the gravel, about a week ago. I got told by the codes enforcement guy. But the gravel's still there, and this was all open green space. This is maybe a couple acres of green space right here. So if that affects permeability that close to the creek, that might be something the drainage district wants to know about. You know, if you drive past 67th, you'll see a big mountain with
The old animal haven?
Yeah. You'll see a big mountain of gravel with an excavator sitting on top of it right now. So.
And that's gravel from the flood.
No, it's some sort of a construction project they're doing over here.
Oh,
I got the impression they were trying to build a gravel parking lot, but they never got a permit for it.
okay.
So, I don't know why on earth they would need that much gravel. But it's hundreds of tons of gravel.
67th Street and, there's a storage place right there.
Yeah.
It's a highway and then storage and then the creek.
Storage is on the east of the creek, and this lot is on the west of the creek.
So is it by where they just tore down, they're building the new stuff for Aristocrat? That's
Well,
67.
that's already done, but that's
But that's the area.
that's east, that's east a lot.
Aristocrat's right
I
here,
would admire
that
that.
Mercedes dealership.
Yeah,
67,
across the
right around
67 from my
Right
lot.
around
Okay, that's where
Yeah.
my number was.
Yeah.
And then this is the area where all the gravel is.
Okay.
It's about 2 acres. It's as big, it's not bigger than the east lot that we're talking about in Shiny Mission. I thought that's what you were gonna bring up,
Oh.
maybe.
Well,
And you haven't been notified, you'd get notified, right, if there was something?
if something had gone through planning.
Yeah, and it hasn't. I've been to planning commission meetings, there's nothing about this in planning commission.
So it's kind of a mystery.
It just sprouted up like a dandelion, and
Right.
it's been at least 50 to 60 truckloads of gravel. I can hear the trucks from my home. From my home office, I could hear them dumping, so they were very active. I think they removed a couple truckloads, and then the rest of it's just sitting big mound right now, so. And I don't know if like the dust from that gravel creates, worse drainage in the soil. I'm not a hydrologist, you know, but like, it's a lot of new material really close to the creek. If we had a big flood event again, it wouldn't surprise me some of that washes into the creek, you know, so. Just wanted to share that with you. I wish I had satellite on this map, but that stopped working a second ago, so. 67.
Yeah, I'll drive over there and check it out,
Yeah.
see what all that stuff. But
And you might be able to get more information out of Brian Dyer than me. I asked him what it was about, and I didn't hear anything, other than they're trying to remove it. And they were going to, but it's still there.
Okay.
That's all I have.
All right, nothing further as far as new business. Our next meeting is Tuesday, September 2nd. If there's nothing further, I'll make a motion to adjourn at 8:11 PM. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone. Okay. Better plug that in.
Tomorrow at 2.
2 o'clock.
Don't forget about the quick check meeting. You down on the quick check meeting?
Down with the quickness.
I won't be able to be around at
Thanks for 2 o'clock tomorrow. Unless we're at lunch.
I will not be, my dad's on a job that